Hey guys, what's going on? This is Josh. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be doing a review and a little bit of a talk about in-ear monitors. Today, we're going to talk about my in-ear monitors. They're from 64 Audio, 1964 ears is what they used to be called. And these are the U8s, Universal 8s. So we're going to get talking about these. I'm going to do a review of these in just a minute. But before we do, I want to talk to you guys about in-ear monitors. Why do we use them? What are they for? A lot of people think, man, that's a lot of money to pay for a pair of headphones. And you know, at the front end of it, it does kind of look that way. However, in-ear monitors have made a world of a difference for worship. For all areas of music, really, but especially in the area of worship. Used to, we had floor monitors, you know, the floor wedges that are on the floor, basically a PA speaker system pointing the opposite direction of the congregation. And with that, everybody wanted things turned up loud and have to be able to hear. And when you do that, you have sound bouncing off the back walls, and it causes feedback issues. And sound engineers don't like a lot of stage noise because when they can't control the volume themselves, it creates issues with the sound and everything. So the step out of that is in-ear monitors. Now later on I can get into talking about different in-ear monitors and different solutions for maybe cheaper budget things that you guys can do, as well as maybe spend more money and get something, you know, higher professional quality. There's different things with that, so we can get into that later. But getting into the in-ear monitors, it's great because you have the ability to mix your own mix. Most digital boards, consoles nowadays, give you the ability to pull up your cell phone, an app or an iPad app, and you can control your mix. So you have the ability to completely mix everything. You know, you want more of this singer, more of that instrument. You want your, you know, things panned left and right. If you run them stereo, you know, there's plenty of options. And the cool thing about in-ear monitors is that, for one, you can personalize when you have your own mix. You can personalize what you're hearing, as well as, you know, it is lowering that stage level, that stage volume. You don't have a monitor on the floor blaring up at you. You have simply your in-ear monitors that are going inside of your ear. There's a couple different types of in-ear monitors. There are these, which are universals. You can see the rubber piece on there. That rubber piece goes in my ear. Or you can spend a little bit more money and actually go to an audiologist, and they will do an impression of the inside of your ear and give you what's called a custom mold. Those take a little more time for companies to make. Not all companies actually will do custom molds. So you have to pay more money for that. You know, there's a higher price to pay. But it is worth it from what everyone tells me. Instead of going with the universals, personally, I decided, with the molds, personally, I decided to kind of sacrifice on that to get more drivers in my in-ears. So it kind of, you know, changing the what I was paying for, really, which I'll get to that in just a second. However, you know, with these in-ear monitors, there are many different types, many different brands. A lot of people that are just getting into it use Shure, and the Shure in-ear monitors are great. They start all the way from single drivers, and I believe they go up to 5 drivers per ear or something like that. You know, they do have some really good stuff. As far as I know, Shure does not, however, do the custom molds. So if you're just looking for a good set of in-ear monitors that, you know, you don't have to pay an outrageous amount of money for, and they're still good quality, look at the Shures. They're really good. Other people use great brands, you know, such as All Claire, 64 Audio, Ultimate Ears. There's all kinds of in-ear monitors. Those are just a couple brands, just to put out there for you. So, you know, really when it comes to buying the in-ear monitors for yourself, you really just have to think, you know, for one, budget. How much am I willing to spend on this? I spend a lot of money on mine. I'm a full-time worship pastor at a church, and I want everyone in my ears so that I can hear, because I'm trying to, you know, not only just hear for myself during the actual worship, I'm also challenging my team. So I want to hear how they're doing and, use it as a way for me to be able to help them grow. With that being said, the more drivers you get in your ears, the better. What are drivers? A lot of people ask this question. What are you talking about when you get into talking about drivers in your in-ears? An actual speaker, a PA speaker, has a driver in it, okay? And what that driver does is basically the speaker itself. It's called a driver. So this driver is what is pushing out the frequencies for that sound. I'm not going to get all scientific on it, but that's basically what it is. So the more drivers you have in your in-ears, the more clarity you have, the better it separates. And so you may have one driver. If you have 3 drivers in your ears, you may have one doing the low end, one doing the middle, and one doing the highs. That will give you a better overall sound, because if you just have one drivers per ear, if you ever have and you notice when you start putting a bunch of low end like bass and kick drum and things in there, they'll start distorting and rattling. It's because typically one driver will overload pretty quickly. So you also want to think about, what instruments you're playing. If you want to be able to hear everything perfectly, you're going to want to spend more money and get more drivers. If you're just a vocalist and you have an inner pack, you probably don't want everything in there. You're probably going to want the lead singer, maybe, if you're not the lead singer, and maybe the piano to hear, and so you may not have to spend a whole lot of money. It's really just preference and all with what you want to do. When I went for these are 8 drivers per ear. They're amazing. I was using single drivers before, and I was always having them buzz and vibrate, and they was just overloading, and it was just canceling out sound. It was just a hassle. It just sounded horrible. So 64 Audio is the company that I bought these from, and actually they don't even make these universals anymore. I believe I bought the last pair of U8s they ever made, 8 drivers per ear. The reason I think that was because when I ordered these, I checked the next day back on the website, or actually just a few hours later, and they were out of stock at that point. So I'm pretty sure I bought the last pair that they ever made of them, but they discontinued and stopped doing that. Now 64 Audio only does custom molds. They have the different versions of that, but then if you want to get universals, they have like the TOs and all these different brands, and they're really, really expensive, like $3,000 expensive. So but you can look into, All Claire, Shure, just all these different other brands. There's plenty of different brands for you guys to look into, so don't worry about that. But when I bought these were actually a refurbished. They were blemished in the factory, so I got them for a lot cheaper. Typically, these 8 driver per ear universals were like $1,200. And I ended up getting them for $700, almost half off. It's still a ton of money. I can't believe, like people always say, Josh, I cannot believe that you spent that much money on a pair of headphones, Well, I almost couldn't believe it myself, but when I did it, when I got these things in, it was unbelievable. So these are 8 drivers per ear. They have 4 drivers that are doing the low end, so you cannot overdo these with bass. They're killer. They sound so good. And then I have 2 mid and 2 high drivers. So the highs and the mids sound amazing, and then the lows just round it out. Matter of fact, I had a buddy of mine come play bass for me a while back, and he brought his amp on the stage, and I had both my ears in, and I brought him up in my ears, and we started playing the song, and we stopped, and I pulled him out, and I said, dude, you need to turn your bass amp down. He's like, bro, it's practically off. And I was like, what? And so we played again, and I got to listening, and it literally, the 4 drivers that are doing bass in each ear for this, made it sound like his amp was right next to me. Just like almost surround sound, if you will. It was incredible. And they're just, you get what you pay for. I always say that. It's, like I said, it's a ton of money, but you always get what you pay for. So if you're looking into getting in-ear monitors and in-ear monitor packs and stuff, I highly suggest you do some research on it. Really try to figure out what's going to be best for you. If you're going to be loading a bunch of instruments and singers and stuff into your ears, you're going to want to pay to get some more drivers. Matter of fact, you can get up to 18 drivers per ear, which is absolutely insane. It's like $2,500 or $3,000 from 64 Audio. It's crazy. I could never see myself spending that much money. However, if you are a studio producer or a full-time touring musician, you're always on the road doing worship music or whatever, and you have the budget but also have a great need for something of that quality, do it. You know, it's going to make a huge difference for you. When I bought these and they came in, I pulled them out of the box. I took my old single driver ears and I played a song and I listened to it. And then I put these on and I could hear things that were layered in the mix of that song that I had never heard before. There's just so much clarity and separation. I promise you, it is a lot of money, but it is worth the money for you to go ahead and spend the money and get more drivers per ear. But like I said, I'm not a 8 driver per ear snob. It's not like that. I just want you guys to be able to I want you guys to be able to do the research and find what's going to work out best for you. Because I promise it's going to be worth it when you do the research and you find what's best for you. Matter of fact, I think 64 Audio on their website actually have like a chart that if you play drums, the ideal set would be this, and this drivers. If you're a vocalist, then this driver. They have a chart that'll kind of give you some ideas for that. So check out 64 Audio, their website, and they have a chart, and some stuff that you can look at with that. I'm not paid by 64 Audio. I literally bought these myself, and I'm just reviewing these. So I'm not being told to say anything or anything like that. So check them out. Now, I want to get into just a review of these 8 driver in-ears themselves. So when I bought them, when they came in this box here. You can see it. It says 64 Audio, and it's got a picture of the in-ears on them, these universals, and it's really cool. So when I got them, it came in this box, which I thought was really cool, and there's another box that slides out, so I lay this sleeve down. You can see it's got a really cool picture here, and it's a nice box. It's just a cardboard box, you know, it's not wood or anything, but it's cool. So this top piece slides out here, and of course I've already opened these. I've had these for almost 2 years now, I think. So you get some more tips to go on the end to fit in your ear, different sizes. But then, as you can see, your in-ears actually have this plastic case, and if I can show you just right, we have 64 Audio is the logo on there, and you can actually customize these. You can get your name on the bottom of this box and stuff, but since I ordered a refurbished, basically a backline thing, I didn't do that. I just ordered these and got them in. When you get them in, they come, and this case is horribly dirty, but they come and you can wrap them around and they fit in nicely and everything. It comes with this tool with a little brush on the end, and it has a little doohickey there that you can stick down in and pull earwax out, which is a very, very good thing. If you're like me and you have a lot of earwax from your ears, you know, it's a struggle. So that's good. There's also this is a little like multi-purpose tool. It's a shirt clip, and it's also like a little holder when you're cleaning them, things like that. So also in the case comes this little humidity air freshener piece. So that sits right down in there in a little slot, nice and neat. So that's the case, and it's really nice case, good, durable, hard plastic. Really, really like it. So it's really cool. Anytime I go anywhere or whatever, I just throw my in-ears in there, wrap the cable up. It's got this little flap on the front that clicks into place. Sounds really good. Feels really good. It's a good, sturdy case. So I really like that. So the actual in-ears themselves, they're, you know, I can post a picture of them. Try to show you guys a closer image, because currently my camera is focusing on my face, so it's not going to probably go clear with these in-ears. But these were a factory refurbished, like I said. So if you notice, one has a logo on it, the other one doesn't. The reason for that is that was the refurbished. There was an issue with that. So these are some really, really awesome. I've already talked about them being 8 drivers per ear, so the low end is great. The mids and the highs sound absolutely amazing. One thing about 64 Audio themselves that they have a patent on, it's their own technology, is if you look, you see on here, you see this little silver piece. I believe it's called Apex technology is what they have developed. And basically what it is, it's air pressure exchange. So when air comes into your eardrum, or into your ear, it goes in and it hits your eardrum, and your eardrum, it compresses. And it takes that and it reads that information, that air, that sound. So the reason why in-ears can be dangerous is if you crank them up super loud and you have your ear completely clogged and blocked off with an in-ear monitor, really loud, that pressure can do damage to your eardrums. Well, what they decided to do was they designed a little miniature eardrum that sits right in here in these in-ears. So you plug your ear and you can go really loud, and the pressure hits your eardrum, but your eardrum doesn't flex because when it hits your eardrum, it bounces off and goes into this little, it's like a mini eardrum, if you will. And it has basically a little, almost like a little woofer or something. So, and when that pressure bounces off your eardrum doesn't flex, but it hits that, and that's what flexes. So it doesn't put any stress or strain on your ears. It does all the work on the Apex technology itself. It's really cool. And actually you can really tell it because you can be in doing music for 2-3 hours at a time. And typically with in-ear monitors, not like these, my ears would be wore completely out. I mean, it would be bad, wore out. But with these, I take them out at the end of a 2-hour church service or 2-hour worship service or anything like that, and my ears are fine. It actually has proven that it can be very, very helpful in sustaining your ears, which we as musicians, we have to be able to hear. It's vital. It is very key to what we do. So this is a very, very cool technology. I really, really recommend looking into something like this because our hearing is very important. And if you go on their website for 64 Audio, there's a reason why a ton, and I mean literally a ton, of professional artists use 64 Audio because of this air pressure exchange. Because it's good on their ears, the quality of them sounds amazing. It's a lot of money, but it is really worth it. So, I highly advise you guys to go check out 64 Audio, go check out their website and their information on this Apex technology. It's awesome. It's great. So I hope that this has been helpful, kind of a good review. I really want you guys to look into in-ear monitors. Really start checking that out. If your church is not already doing that, I highly recommend you doing that. One more thing that I didn't say about my in-ears that I'll say before I get off here was this cable. So it's a 48-inch long cable. It's great. But this is the second cable that I've had with these in 2 years. I found that as I was storing it the way that I'm supposed to, that the end right here started stripping and cutting, and eventually it just snapped, and I lost one of the ears in one service. So that was kind of something that I wish that 64 could do better, was to maybe look at a different build quality for the cable itself, because it's built to go up the back side of your ear around and then push down and twist into your ear. And so where it curves right here goes around your ear. So, obviously with that being the case, you would imagine that there would be a crease that starts. So with the second cable, fortunately, it's not doing it yet. I'm not having any issues with it. So maybe just the second, maybe the restock cable that I bought was better quality. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's great. That's been the only issue I've had with these in-ears at all, was the fact that the cable broke on one of the in-ears in the middle of a service for me one time. Other than that, these are absolutely killer in-ear monitors. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. I want you guys to leave a comment below. Tell me if you guys are using in-ears at your church, and if you are, what brand are you using? How many drivers do you have in yours? Tell me all about it. I want to hear from you guys. make sure and like this page, this YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, then you won't be notified every time I go live. But if you do, every time I put a video on here, you'll get a notification, and it'll let you know that the next video is up. Guys, I'm really excited about putting more content out here for you. I'm glad to be getting back into this. Let me know what I can do. Leave a comment below. Let me know what else you want to see. If you want me to talk more about in-ear monitors, or I've got a bunch of reviews and things that I'm going to be doing, so I'm really excited about this. I know this video has been really long talking about in-ear monitors, but I wanted to bring it to you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, like, comment, share, hit the notification bell, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. Guys, I love you. God bless you. We will see you soon. Thanks.